blows all the fuzz off of it. That failed. That's why I bring extras. Looks at the core of it and sees if the signal will pass through correctly. If it doesn't, just do this, watch. Remember how I told you don't open it like this?
Yeah.
That's why.
Pops it.
Yeah. Oh, but you'll have to redress that one again.
Ever redo the whole thing?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, always, whenever it pops up, whenever the core collapses, always redo it. Because if you just keep on trying, it'll burn through the next core and you'll just be here forever. It's always best to go further back, get out of that messed up core. I was really hoping that it would fail a splice, so you could see that too.
Yeah.
You see how the core just completely collapsed. What that does is it shears the because they have the dual signal riding on it. It shears the RF completely out and kills the internet signal to where it's almost not usable.
Oh, okay.
I know because I've seen it firsthand. So I wonder what it does. Plug it up. Oh, the internet works, sorta.
Looks like it's doing surgery here.
It's gotta be clean. You gotta lay it just right in that V groove. But after you get it laid in there just right, the machine takes it and does everything else.
Yep.
It pairs it up, evens it up. It's a lot easier to use than the old school ones that.
There's a reason why it's $4 grand.
Yeah. Should be good. It's that one. So it's angled a little bit. I gotta put the angle straight down. It's got it. And this one should be good because you've seen how the core goes all the way. Yeah. 0.02 dB loss. Almost nothing.
That's awesome. This is the coolest thing I've seen all day.
Oh, it popped it. Okay. Since it was a straight splice, watch, let go. No. It might have busted it further back. It might be the humidity too that's causing all these issues. Because the humidity jumped up like crazy. I might have to do another calibration on it. Let's see what it looks like when it brings it together. Usually it busts it at the weld. No. This one's bad too.
You ever do this one?
Again. Every single time. Dang. This is rare, having to do it 3 times. It's not normal. But if it busts it again, instead of doing it again, what we'll do is we'll run calibration on it. See if it's missing calibration. Because the humidity did change, and I bet the barometric pressure changed too.
What is that little box that he's working on?
That has a razor disc, and what it does is you line it up in there straight, and then it does a straight flush cut on glass. And that glass actually wears that blade down, so you have to rotate it every once in a while. And then after that blade gets worn out completely, you have to replace it. It happens.
You gotta have a lot of patience to do this, huh?
Yep. Sometimes it can get pretty frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when it starts breaking and busting and not and acting like it's right, and then it goes thunk. Which is a good thing. You want it to go doink while you're fusing it in here and working on it, instead of like trying to clip it in and it goes doink and you can't see it because you done built the rest of the end together. Good? Yeah, cool. I think we got a winner.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Come on. Jacob's over here like, don't count these chickens before they hatch. Another good clean flush connection. Another 0.02 dB. Alright, let's see what it does. It's good. And then do the dangle test. Yep, it's fine. That little bitty thin piece of glass is holding the whole tip up that we just welded.
Wow.
Then we're gonna put over that weld, we put a shrink sleeve that has a metal bar in it that keeps that weld from flexing. Yeah, if it flexes, it'll bust it.
That's what I was thinking too. I was like,
so we gotta lay it up in there. And there's a little heater in the backside that we use that shrinks that shrink sleeve. It's actually slower than like a torch style one, but it gives you an even
enough heat all around it, so it'll melt all together.
Yeah, it doesn't, because whenever you heat something up,
it's on one side.
It'll flex more.
This is more even around it. That's cool.
Because you see how it's not all the way encapsulated, this green or the white. The white's almost done, but the green still has that little bit, that little air pocket. I'm trying to get that out of there. Because if you leave that air pocket, what it does is it allows this to wiggle a little bit, then it'll push up on that and flex. That's good.
So you say this thing has an arc reactor in there?
No, it's like arc tips. These guys right here.
Okay.
Yeah, it's high. Basically, it produces a very, very tiny amount of plasma.
Right, high heat.
Yep.
Right.
Quick high heat. Yeah. And that's the only way that you can. I mean, it's blowing glass.
Yeah, it's like
how you
glass.
That's how you do glass.
Right.
You got to get it super hot to move it around. And we don't want it to get fully liquid. We want it to stay in a semi-solid state.
Right. So you don't want to melt it so much where it distort the connection.
And it's still, you've seen it. The first one we did, it collapsed the core. It melted it too much. It turned up the heat too much. So, and then the second time it tried to
adjust it.
Also, it calibrate by it popped, and then so when we put it in the third time, it adjusted itself and started working.
So it calibrates itself.
It calibrates itself based on barometric pressure and humidity in the air, and also elevation from sea level.
Really? Wow.
And we can force a calibration. I'd rather do it on its own, but we can take two
manually
tips and put it in there and run a calibration on it, and it'll force it to recalibrate itself. It'll actually, whenever you put it in calibration mode, it actually over arcs it. All right, you wanna? I don't know. I don't want you. I'm gonna go get it wet. I chose to be the wet one.
Hey, but that pack you're looking for, it's the bottom right.
I'll
So when you're
trace
looking, it's in the bottom. I had to untangle it all the way from the bottom.
I'll trace it back. So you tried the one that was rolled up on top?
Yeah, none of those worked. So I went all the way to the bottom.